Alright guys, we've been working with distributive property for the last few days, and what you should remember is that anytime you distribute, what you're actually doing is multiplying. Today we're going to focus on what it means to distribute a fraction. We're going to only look at the fraction half, but I want you to think about this with a little bit of common sense first. If I ask you, what's half of 6? Most of you in your head can say, well, half of 6 is 3. Or what's half of 10 would be 5. What's half of 50? 25. When you multiply something by half, you're also dividing it by 2. So let's say I gave you a huge number. Let's say 1,264. And I said, what's half of that? And you're not sure, you can always divide it by 2 to figure out what half of it is. So if I wanted to know what is half of 1,264, I could divide it by 2. And I can see that half of that is 632. Let me show you what this looks like when we're actually working with expressions. This says half times 8m plus 4, or what is 8m plus 4 divided by 2? That's the way I want you to think about this. When we're multiplying by half, rather than distribute out and use our arrows to multiply, I want you to rewrite this as a division problem. So let's rewrite it 8m plus 4, and remember the whole thing needs to be multiplied by half or divided by 2. So all we need to do now is ask ourselves, what's 8 divided by 2? 8 divided by 2 is 4, so 8m divided by 2 is 4m. I just divided this part out, so I'm going to cross this off to know that I've used it up. Now I need to do a positive 4 divided by 2. This plus sign is going to act like a positive. So positive 4 divided by 2 is positive 2. I'm finished with this. I just divided both of my terms by 2, so this is my final answer. Half of 8m plus 4 is 4m plus 2. Let's take a look at 2 more, then you'll practice. 1/2 times 12 minus 10w. This multiplication symbol can be a little bit confusing because it looks like an X. In this case, it's absolutely multiply. 1/2 times 12 minus 10w. Whenever you're trying to distribute a fraction, I want you to think about it in terms of division. So let's rewrite this as a division problem. 12 minus 10w divided by 2. And now just divide out each term. 12 divided by 2 is 6. I'm going to cross this term off so that I know I'm finished with it. Now I have negative 10w divided by 2. A negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 10w divided by 2 is 5w. This is a constant, and this has a variable, which means these are different terms. These can't be combined. So I'm finished. Let's look at one more. 18s plus 20 times half. This one looks different because the half is being multiplied at the end. But what you should remember from last week is that we can move this to the front, and it means the same thing. So first let's move our half to the front, and now let's rewrite this as a division problem, because multiplying by half is the same as divide by 2. 18s plus 20 divided by 2. Go from left to right with your terms. 18 divided by 2 is 9, so 18s divided by 2 is 9s. I'm finished with this, so I'm going to cross it off. And then a positive 20 divided by 2 is positive 10. These are different kinds of terms. This has a variable, this is a constant, so I'm finished. Your turn to practice.